Welcome to the world of tomorrow.
They say the new millennium began the day progress was finished. A domed metropolis of the world's greatest minds, a permanent showcase of American ingenuity, built on the swamplands of Central Florida. In this self-styled city of the future, 50,000 temporary residents live, work, and occasionally die. This episode of The World of Tomorrow is sponsored by Bibbidi Boozidi Book and Defunctland. And now, Murder in Progress, Chapter 5.
I didn't sleep easy that night. I kept waking up from the same horrible dream where I was being thrown off a 7-story balcony and falling into a primordial ooze. There was some sort of sea serpent swimming around that started talking in a British accent about the food pyramid. Then it started getting weird. About the 5th time I startled awake, I saw the sun was up, and I smelled coffee in the other room. Annie was still here. I thought you were headed to the police station. What time is it?
I was there. They won't let me in. Legal representatives only. I came back here. It's 9 a.m.
Ugh. Can I get a cup of that?
I don't even understand what they think they have on her.
I don't know. Means, motive, opportunity.
I mean, besides that...
TBH, that's usually sufficient.
Tim, it's my sister.
Well, have you checked the news chimes?
No.
Look at the progress security feed. Put it on speaker.
Play progress security feed.
Recent chimes from Progress Security official. 9:45 a.m. The Progress Security open house will be held on November 1st. Children ages 6
No,
and up
not that
receive a
one.
snow
Skip,
cone
skip.
and non-official deputy
It's
badge.
my chime.
For
It doesn't
decorative
work with
use
your
only.
voice.
It's law and
Skip.
order fund. Skipping. 8:30 a.m. October is Recycling Awareness Month in progress.
Skip.
Make sure to... Skipping. 7:39 a.m. A joint press conference and deportation hearing will be held with the Orange County
that's it,
Sheriff's
right there.
Department
Turn it up.
regarding developments in an ongoing investigation at 3 p.m. this afternoon. All certified news outlets are required to attend. Light refreshments will be available. Next message. Yesterday, 10 p.m. It's 10 o'clock. Are your children roaming the streets unsupervised?
And feed. So what's going on at 3?
Well, they're going to announce that they arrested Eve. They're going to lay out all the evidence against her, and then they're going to deport her. What's that?
Your chime. It's been going off all morning.
Where is it?
It's in the fridge.
In the fridge?
It stopped making noise in there. Where else was I going to put it?
Wow, 12 new chimes. Bayan, you may be a winner, Bayan. Oh, they opened the circle scope, and apparently keep opening it. You know what? I'll deal with this later. I've got to go see Rick.
What are we going to do about Eve?
Look, everything's going to be okay. It was not going to be okay. They had fast-tracked this deportation hearing. It was obvious why. They had what we in the criminal justice biz call the goods. Part of the docs that established progress gave the security team minor police powers. But Orange County had to deal with the major crimes. And in order to be handed over to Orange County, you had to be deported. And in order to be deported, there had to be a hearing. It was all VX Cathedra and such. Usually, it took about a month. A week was the shortest I'd ever heard, and that was a guy who was found in a compromising situation with a girl from the Temple of Heaven and an off-brand Jeeper. What they actually got him on was trademark infringement. Less than 12 hours must be the new record. It also meant that if the hearing went pear-shaped, then Eve would be bi-Felicia'd from Progress. And just because you beat the rap in county court doesn't mean that Progress was going to run to meet you as the prodigal returned from the pig farm. You were a permanent persona non gratis, which is Latin for not free to return. You were gone like pizza in a room full of graduate students. I walked into the Progress security station. Maybe it was my imagination, but everyone seemed a bit more zippity-doo-dah than last night. Maybe it was something in the coffee, or the general elation that the great boogeyman had been vanquished. I was hoping to adopt a casual, I hang out at the police station vibe to counteract the aura of, I'm technically out on bail. I saw Rick and calculated my approach. Should I come penitent, hat in hand, metaphoric hat, of course, or should I do a rousing, let's have bygones be bygones bit? Should I throw some shade over the whole him arresting me? I finally settled on a confident devil-may-care saunter. I sauntered over to Rick's desk.
You shouldn't be here.
I need a favor. Direct approach. Sometimes the best.
Progress Security does its best to accommodate the needs of all citizens, guests, and residents. In that order. Look, you get the situation, right? Just don't step out of line on this one. It's not worth it. You saw the evidence. Now, I've been here all night, and I gotta finish typing this report so I can go home.
Well, it is what I saw, the evidence, and since I've seen it, which you just confirmed, I thought, maybe I could see it again?
What?
Well, it's no different than me remembering it when you think about it. Little second look in the light of day, maybe add some context.
What?
Rick, are you discriminating against someone for not having a photographic memory? Because that's what I'm hearing.
What do you want?
New message from Bayan. Tim,
Do you need to get that?
I need you to
Never mind that for
respond.
now. Okay, there was a logbook sitting on the front desk at ACIP. It proves Eve wasn't there.
Does it now?
Pull it from evidence. I'll walk you through the whole thing.
I'll go see what I can do. Come on.
He led me into a room in the basement where the evidence was kept.
Hey, can I get the manifest on the Crawford case?
Hey, don't talk to me. Talk to the machine.
Fine. Computer, pull up the manifest on the Crawford case.
Accessing manifest.
Who's your friend?
Scan in, Tim.
Timothy E. Less. Limited access.
Limited?
You're out on bail.
Permission to view all files except those related to the allegations against Timothy E. Less on the crime of criminal misrepresentation of an aquatic animal.
Oh, one of those.
I'm pleading the third.
Scan evidence for, what was it?
Logbook. Scan for a logbook.
Found. Location, sitting on the main desk in the lobby. Green cover,
That must be it.
spiral bound. Retrieving.
Yes! That robotic arm flipping through cardboard boxes of evidence was a mood. The robot pulled out the logbook, which was wrapped in a plastic bag, and passed it over the desk to the officer.
Just a second. Here, take it.
Okay, tell me why it's so important.
What? No. I can't do this in some ratchet basement.
Hey,
No, this is the big moment, where I tell everyone what happened.
Okay, so tell me. Tell him. Tell the computer for all I care.
TBH, this is gonna need a bigger venue. Come on, follow me. Excuse me. May I have your attention? Yes, perfect. Thank you all.
who are you?
Me? Well, you better get used to me. You better learn my name. You're gonna be using it often enough.
What's going on?
Chief Maxion,
Mr. Less, can you tell me what you're doing here?
I have evidence.
Yes. I can see that you are holding something from the evidence room.
Oh, no, not just that, but something that will completely exonerate Eve Moore of any wrongdoing. Well, not all. There was that whole Albert Last situation, which, let's be honest, was sketch, but will exonerate Eve Moore of this specific wrongdoing. It all started when...
Skip to the point.
Okay. There are 2 logs. One computer, one physical, and they don't match. That's it.
If that were true, then...
Oh, I have a witness. He's not here. I should have brought him. His name is, the security guard at ACIP. Right?
Bill?
Bill, yes, Bill. Bill told me there was a log, and this is the log, and I will show you. Hold on.
Tim, it's in a plastic bag for a reason.
Oh, sorry. Well, done now. All the evidence I need is right here.
Tim, it's blank.
What? No, here. Look at the front. No, okay, wait. Hold on, I'm thumbing through it. It's in here somewhere.
Give that to me, Mr. Less. There's nothing in here. It's a blank book.
What? But...
Please leave. I will see you at your trial next month.
Wait, no, but I...
Now! Out!
All right, come on.
Well, that was it. So I left. I didn't make it far. I just couldn't even. I sat on the Progress security steps and just watched the foot traffic. I looked up at the monorails overhead and the aerials above them. And then there was me. Rock bottom. I mean, surface level. There's like 3 sub-basements. But still. I wanted to sink into the ground and dig a 4th.
Tim, I was putting back the logbook when I found something.
It's a photo of the crime scene.
Yeah. You notice anything?
What am I looking for?
It was taken right after that little show with the circular camera. Do you notice anything that doesn't belong? Look at the photo, Tim. It's you. I know you got the security clearance and the office.
Yeah, about the office.
But you're not right for this. And the sooner you admit that to yourself, the better off you'll be.
You want the photo back?
It's a copy I made for you. Keep it.
Maybe he was right. And maybe he was the only one who was going to tell me. Besides John, of course. Eve. Annie's mentioned it once or twice. And Bayan, come to think of it. I looked down at the photo again. Yeah, I hit that guy pretty hard. I scanned all of their faces. They all look so serious. I mean, I know it's a murder. In one corner of the photo, you could still see 2 guys and waiters fishing whatever remains they could out of the pool. In the other corner... Hold up. In the other corner is the main desk. And on the desk is an open logbook. And the logbook has writing. It's small and it's at an angle. You can never read it in this photo. But it's clear enough. Oh, it is clear enough.
New message from Bayan. Whoever it is opening it again. Please come and help me.
What was I going to do? Walk back in there? One more piece of evidence? I already had enough egg on my face for a stovetop frittata. I had to have more proof than that. Then it hit me, like a voice coming from heaven.
New message from Bayan. Tim, stop ignoring me.
I mean, it was practically staring me in the face. Technically, it was in the photo, and it was hitting that guy in the face. Bayan's circle scope. It captured the room seconds before. It had to get the writing in the logbook. But it was hopeless. The Orange County Sheriff had the thing. Even if I got it back, it wasn't going to be in the next 3 hours. I figured I owed it to Bayan, at least, to go talk to him. I started towards the International Tapestry. Before I knew it, I rounded the corner into Little Persia and...
Timothy!
He was calling down from the second-story window at me.
Your chime's not working! Come inside! I can take care of that for you!
I walked up the staircase to a second-story shop. He had already opened the door when I got there.
Give me your chime. I'll fix it.
My chime's fine.
Well, you didn't answer me, and I assumed your chime wasn't working.
So, what's so important?
Someone opened it.
The circle scope? Yes, I got that. Many times.
Yes, someone opened it, and they keep opening it.
Yes, I know. You mentioned it. But I thought you could only see it being opened in progress. I told you Orange County has it. It's back at the sheriff's office by now.
It is in progress.
How do you know?
Because of what I just said. That thing you just explained to me about my equipment that I invented. And I know where.
What? I was just in Progress Security's evidence room. I saw the manifest. They don't have it.
It's tracked by the Chimes Network HPS. It's very accurate, Timothy.
How accurate?
2, maybe 3?
3 what?
Millimeters.
That's accurate. So where is it?
Sit up.
Okay. I'm sitting.
It's in Liam Crawford's apartment.
Liam Crawford is dead.
Okay, fine. It's in the apartment which Liam Crawford used to own but is now in probate.
That's impossible. Let me see.
Look here. You see that building? 45 Space Street, Northwest corner, top floor apartment.
Yeah?
It's owned by Liam Crawford.
Why does Crawford have an apartment on Space Street? He could just keep rooms at the Hemisphere.
What's wrong with Space Street? My cousin lives on Space Street.
It's bougie. Space Street is where middle managers with 4 kids lived whose lives reek of the desperation of the middle-class trap of having a steady income but no time or way to channel their hopes and dreams into something they can actually strive for.
You're wrong. He has 5 kids.
Let me see that. It's an apartment in his name. I wonder if Progress Security knows about this. I wonder if Eve knows about this.
This apartment, it has everything. Access to the aerial system, the residential subsystem, the industrial subsystem.
The underground road where they drive trucks?
Yes.
It stops at that apartment building. Why?
I don't know, but it's your way in.
What?
I've got an idea.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
If you enjoy the cocktails of Walt Disney World, you need Bibbidi Boozidi Book, written by Guy Hutchinson, host of Drunk on Disney. Bibbidi Boozidi Book will give you the recipes for dozens of Disney-themed cocktails. Plus, this book features toasts to many of the many unsung heroes of Disney history, like Verl Waldron, who saved Disneyland from a sniper, and Dorothy Brockberg, who saved Minnie Moo from the slaughterhouse. Get Bibbidi Boozidi Book on Kindle or paperback at Amazon, and then raise your Lapu Lapu to the real man named Lapu Lapu. And now we continue Murder in Progress, Chapter 5.
This is not what I signed up for.
You'll be fine. Just don't eat all the Rocky Road on the way. It's Layla's favorite. My heat scanners aren't showing anything, so I'm sure it would work. Probably. If it doesn't, you don't know me, and you're just some random ice cream thief. Good luck.
This was Bayan's bright idea. He loaded me into his work truck, surrounded by the contents of his deep freezer. I was currently en route to the mysterious apartment on the Jejune side of town, as far away from the swinging bachelor pad prefecture as one could be without leaving the dome entirely. I'm sure someone of Crawford's scratch had at least one place in town in addition to his Chateau de Campagne, but it was the neighborhood that didn't add up. Who needs a commercial loading dock in a residential building with tenants rich enough to support an aerial? Bayan's work truck was speeding along the underground service tunnels. Like almost all vehicles in progress, it drove itself, so there wasn't much to do but wait and count the burnt-out fluorescent bulbs as they passed. There wasn't even Chime reception down here. After what seemed like too long a time to be surrounded by thawing bags of frozen peas, the truck pulled off the service road and stopped.
Transmit destination. Destination confirmed. Scanning vehicle. Cargo truck. No heat signature detected. Entry approved.
Huh. I'll be damned. It worked.
Sound detected. Scanning.
Oh, crap. Crap.
No heat signature detected. Move the vehicle forward into the service elevator. Twelfth floor.
I don't know what I was expecting, but this wasn't it. I stepped into the apartment, and I was pretty sure it was an apartment. It had all the things an apartment usually had: walls, windows, a couple bedrooms, a kitchen, a bathroom. But all the windows had been painted black. I wouldn't have been able to see my hand in front of my face, provided, of course, that at that moment I was holding my hand in front of my face. if it wasn't for all the fish tanks. Just probably hundreds of fish tanks. I wasn't counting. They were all giving off that eerie bluish light that happens when a dim aquarium lamp hits the surface of the water and decides to change its ways and adopt a more ominous approach to illumination going forward. If someone was here, they heard the elevator, so there was no use in hiding now. I took a few steps into what I assumed was once a living room, but was now playing host to about 3 dozen of the tanks on industrial racks where a sofa and TV and coffee table and things would be. Liam, bro, what were you doing here? I asked myself. I didn't expect an answer, but I thought I might be getting one. A little whine came from the other room. Just what I needed. A dimly lit, unlicensed marine research center. Why not? Just samba right in, Tim. What could possibly go wrong? The whine was coming from one of the bedrooms. I peeked around the corner. Well, I guess I'm not alone. There was a track that I saw for the first time that ran all the way around the apartment above the third tank. Attached to it was a metal arm. Right now, this metal arm was picking up a single piece of some sort of fish food from a jar on one side of the room and dropping the piece in. I stepped into the room. Sorry, don't let me stop you. I swear, it had stopped to look at me. I mean, I didn't see a camera on the thing, but it sort of tilted the arm or head or whatever was on the end of it, like it was interested. Hello? Alright, at least it didn't talk. Don't mind me, I'm just here to see the fish. I don't know if it made a decision or not, but it went back to what it was doing. Going over to a jar, picking up a piece of food, and dropping it in the tank. I don't know what made me notice it, but it suddenly dawned on me. There weren't fish in the tanks. Newts? Liam Crawford kept an apartment of newts? They were large, maybe 9 inches long, and most of them white or gray. Some of them had frills on the side. And a robot caretaker for them? Was it just a feeding robot? So Liam Crawford ran a company that had the most advanced AI in the world. What the hell is he doing with a secret apartment of amphibians? You don't talk much for a mechanical marvel, do ya? By this point, it had finished whatever task it had to do at the moment and was writing some notes on a clipboard. Alright, I was here to get back the circle scope. And that was an even bigger question, because someone else knew about this nude hotel and thought, that's a totally normal thing for an executive to have. Let me stop in after he dies with some murder evidence. There wasn't even a chair in here. The robot arm had stopped whatever it was doing. It was tapping the clipboard against the edge of a tank. It held the clipboard it had been writing on. Sorry, I don't have a voice box. Oh. Just when you think you're alone in progress. I'm this far. I'm looking for something that belongs to my friend. It's a silver ball about this big. Have you seen, or scanned, or echolocated anything like that? I swear to God, it nodded. I don't even know how it did that. It's an arm. It raced off on its track into the other room. I followed it into what was once a kitchen, but was now the salamander annex of the Museum of Aquatic Newts. There still wasn't a chair in here, but there was a table, and on that table was the circle scope. Ray Bradbury would have had to have 6 months and a good thesaurus to describe how seeing that circle scope felt to me. I took a picture of it and sent it to Bayan. Well, you're a helpful little guy, aren't you? Thanks. I'm gonna call you Isaac. The robot tilted his hand/head in a way that told me, a little on the nose.
New message from Bayan. Timothy, you can't come back.
Reply. What? I've got the circle scope. We've got a good TV hour until the hearing.
Check the news chimes. All traffic is shut down.
Not today. I flipped open the news chime, and they were all reporting the same thing. Spirit of Tomorrow. They had shut down everything. It was a massive coordinated protest. People movers, monorails. If it was on wheels, it wasn't rolling anywhere today. Shit. New message to Bayan. What about the commercial tunnels?
New message from Bayan. They're not closed, but they are using them to relieve the traffic. My uncle is sitting in one now. It's a standstill.
That's it then. Even if the streets weren't crowded with pedestrians, there's no way I'm making it to Bayan's and then over to the Progress Security Station in the next 37 minutes. Everything's down. But maybe I need something that's up. OMG, why was no one around to hear that? That's the kind of stuff I should be saying all the time. You heard, Isaac. Don't you shrug at me. I don't even know how you shrug. You don't have shoulders. You are remarkably expressive for an arm. Didn't Bayan say this place had an aerial dock?
Hello, Mr. Crawford. Did you want to call your aerial?
Oh, I'm not. Oh, yes. Yes, I do want to call my aerial.
Right away, sir. Your aerial will arrive in 45 seconds. Have a wonderful day, Liam Crawford, deceased.
Sometimes I couldn't tell if the municipal systems in Progress had programming bugs or just a sick sense of humor.
Your aerial has arrived. Bon voyage.
So I just get into the, okay, it's gone. A green and white aerial pulled up to what I thought was a door to another room, but apparently led to the outside. The porthole window should have been a giveaway. The aerial clicked into place, and something unlocked on the door itself. I opened the door. Inside were 3 leather sofas with small cocktail tables on each side. I stepped down into the space between them and chose what looked like the most overstuffed of them all. I sank into it like falling into a really high-end Jell-O.
What is your destination, Mr. Crawford?
Wait, where are they holding the hearing?
Question acknowledged. Let me see what I can find for you.
I looked over and saw a phone attached to the wall with the door.
Thank you for using Progress Municipal Communications
Bayan
Systems.
Abdallah.
Mr. Crawford, I have your information.
Hello?
Hearing or auditory perception is the process by which vibrations and air currents are detected,
Hello?
identified, and interpreted by humans and animals.
Hello?
Does that answer your question?
What? No!
Sorry, I'll try again. Let me see what I can find for you.
I'm in an aerial. Where's the nearest public dock?
I wouldn't know. I never had the privilege.
Look, I've got one way to get to you, and this is it. So let's figure out how.
Herrings are small, oily fish native primarily to the northern oceans. Does that answer your question?
No! Where is Eve Moore's hearing?
Sorry, I'll try again. Let me see what I can find for you.
There's an aerial line that runs above our house. There's no stop, though.
Where does it go? Do you know?
I'm looking up the system now.
Eve Moore's deportation hearing is at City Hall in 21 minutes.
Team, set your destination to the hemisphere.
You heard the man. Hemisphere.
Destination set.
As the aerial lifted into the cables running high above the city, I was reminded that this is absolutely the only way to travel. So Bayan, I'm gonna be able to walk over to your place from the hemisphere?
No, it's way too far.
Then how am I getting the circle scope to you?
I told you, you pass right over.
I drop it?
Yes?
From the cable car? What, 100 feet up in the air?
Or at least.
And if it hits the ground, it will be okay?
No, it will break into thousands of pieces and the film inside would be ruined. Don't worry, I'll catch it.
How?
I'm working on it.
Only a few minutes later, the International Tapestry came into view. I picked out Bayan's shop, which would have been easier had I known that it would have been the one with 5 Iranians standing on top of it, holding out a blanket. I saw Bayan down there, waving his arms. I waved back and started cranking open the window. Alright, I was ready to stick the circle scope out the window and toss it under the blanket below. Luckily, I had a natural advantage. An extraordinary number of hours in my formative high school and college years had been spent playing the sport of kings, cornhole. This was going to be just like the championship back in '97. I stuck the circle scope through the window to test my angle. It didn't fit. Just barely, but it wouldn't go through the opening. I tried to crank the window open a little wider. I had to bang on it a little with the other hand, trying to hold it from underneath. It was not going through the... Oh dear. It finally made it through the opening, but I lost it from the other hand, and now it was falling. Not over Bayan's house either. All I could do was watch in horror as the circle scope and Eve's only chance of staying in progress plummeted to the... It hit a tree. It hit a tree and got stuck in the branches. If there was a patron saint of dropping things from large heights, I was determined to find her and make a large contribution in her honor to some dropping things related charity. I chimed the relevant deets to Bayan. As I sailed overhead, the last I saw, he and Layla were carrying a ladder to the corner to go pick it up. Now I only had to hope that he could develop it, find what I was looking for, and get it to me before the hearing was over and Eve was leaving the city in a paddy wagon. How long until Eve Moore's deportation hearing?
Eve's deportation hearing begins in 11 minutes at City Hall.
Set a new destination. City Hall.
Hello, my name is Kevin Perjurer, and I am the creator of Defunctland, a YouTube series that tells the history of defunct theme parks and canceled television shows. If you're a fan of Epcot, which I suspect you are, I highly recommend checking out Defunctland Season 3, which tells the history of futurism, from the World's Fairs of yesterday all the way to the Epcot of today. Just go to youtube.com/defunctland to start watching.
And now we conclude Murder in Progress.
Thank you all for coming. I'm Chief of Progress Security, Diana Maxion. This is the deportation hearing for Evelyn Regina Moore. Orange County has requested that she be released into
There was a
their
respectable
custody
crowd
due to the
gathered for the
outstanding
hearing.
warrant for her
They had
arrest for
moved
the
it to the
murder of
largest
Liam
venue they
Crawford.
had, the atrium of City Hall.
In order for us to comply
I was
with
tempted to
his
shout,
request,
"I object!"
she
as
must
soon as
be
I entered.
expelled as a
But then I
resident
remembered
of
I was still waiting on Bayan to send me the
which is
exculpatory
the
evidence,
purpose
so
of
I
this
figured I'd
hearing.
keep my mouth shut until then.
There are 3 designated jurists today: Julia Io, Vice President of Astute Computing, representing the Chamber of Commerce, Dr. Rudolph Medfield, representing the Citizens Council, and myself, representing Progress Security. Would anyone like to say anything before we begin?
Can I please say something?
No, Miss Moore. You will have the opportunity to speak in your own defense at the end. I was really talking to the other 2.
I like to, no, thanks, Chief.
Miss Io?
I only want to say that I'm here to see the first step on the path to justice for my late boss and proud citizen of Progress, Liam Crawford.
Very well. First, several of our officers will present the evidence against Miss Moore.
Well, first, we'd like to pull up some evidence recovered at the scene of the incident. Computer, pull up Exhibit A.
Retrieving Exhibit A.
As you can see, the Board of Supervisors...
All I could do was listen as Progress Security laid out the same case that Chief Maxion had gone over with me last night. Sure, it sounded airtight, but technically so was the Titanic. I waved at Eve, trying to catch her attention. Finally, we locked eyes. I gave her a big thumbs up, letting her know that everything would be okay. She didn't give me the thumbs up in return. I kept checking my chime. Any moment now, Bayan was going to send a picture of that logbook.
Tim.
I saw Annie sitting in front of me, and next to her, hey, that was, what's his name? The security guard. I want to say, Reggie?
I didn't hear from you, so I found Bill. I thought you might need him. When are you going to do that thing where you stand up and tell everyone who did it?
I tried that already. I tried that already. It didn't work.
What do you mean it didn't work?
I'm glad you brought him.
Oh, hey, Tim! Hi, Tim.
Hi, you...
Now, with all of the evidence presented against her, do you have anything to say in your own defense, Miss Moore?
I know what you all think, and I'm probably wasting my breath. There is nothing I could say that would convince you I'm not the person you think that I am. So, I've made a decision not to... Tim? Sorry. I've decided to... Oh, hell. I've decided to cede my remaining time to Tim Less.
I'm sorry. You can't do that. She can't do that.
She's allowed to make a defense, I suppose. Dr. Midvale, do you know anything that might prevent this?
Well, I can't think of. That's to say, I don't know.
Mr. Less, if this is anything like that display at the station,
No, Your Honor. It's much better. That was an unfortunate dress rehearsal. Annie, I have to stall until Bayan sends me that chime. Message him, tell him to hurry up. The default dictionary installed on the Chime network defines justice as...
No, this is ridiculous.
I have to agree. You are allowed to present a defense, not a filibuster.
Then I'd like to call to the stand the security guard that night. Swear him in, bailiff.
Mr. Less, I am not a judge. This is not a courtroom. There is no stand or a bailiff.
Well, this is...
Bill.
Yes. This is Bill. He saw every person who came into the building that fateful night. Didn't you, Bill?
Well, yeah, I saw him.
Aha! And he remembers each and every one.
Well, I wrote them down at least.
Let the record show, he wrote them down. And where did you write them down?
In a logbook.
In a logbook. Computer?
Yes, Tim.
Can you pull up that logbook?
Retrieving logbook.
And as you can see, we all learned today that that book is empty.
Is this necessary? Eve Moore scanned in. We just heard it. It's in the records.
Well, her access card was stolen that morning.
The day she didn't go to work. That seems convenient.
Mr. Guard, did Eve Moore, that woman there, enter that night?
No, but the other one did.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I remember you.
Yes, of course. I came in around 6 p.m. that evening and left an hour later.
And where were you after that hour later?
I was hosting an annual gala for a charity that teaches underprivileged children how to break the cycle of poverty by becoming advocates for vulnerable, endangered species.
Oh, that sounds really nice.
You think we didn't look at the alibi of Crawford's second-in-command?
No, you probably would have. I can see that now.
And we talked to that security guard.
Yeah.
You were actually there for that part. Do you have any material evidence you want to present? Unless you can produce this logbook you keep talking about.
Your Honor.
We're voting now.
Now, hold on. I get to defend myself.
Then I would suggest you stop outsourcing it.
Progress is made up of huge, multinational corporations. They come to town, and what they build are black boxes that no one, no oversight committee, no resident, no government can see into. Half the time, not even the board of directors themselves. We have an entire town built on nothing but a high-water table and secrets. You all have no idea what happens in those buildings. Yeah, R&D, right? Well, you don't want to know. But I can tell you one thing, and that it's sometimes messy. And sometimes things happen in one of these black boxes, and you Progress security can't look in, and no one else can. And even if you couldn't understand it. So it was an easy setup, because you all can understand sex. That you get. It's a simple story.
Eve.
Hold on, Tim. It's the story you want to tell yourself, because you'll sleep better at night.
Eve.
Shut up, Tim. It wasn't a horrible industrial accident gone wrong, or corporate espionage gone too far, or office politics that suddenly turned deadly, because unlike a jilted lover, those are actually terrifying.
Eve, if I could.
Because you all know that we stand on a major fault line of corporate secrets, and this may just be the foreshock.
Eve, that's great, but I've got the photo. Your name's not in the logbook.
Let me see that. You there, Bill, the guard.
Yeah?
Come here. Can you confirm this is your handwriting?
Yeah, that's it.
Shit. In light of recent evidence, I can no longer, in good conscience, support the deportation of Eve Moore. I vote no.
Are you kidding me? After that? Because some rent-a-cop doesn't remember her?
Someone changed the evidence, and I need to know how it happened.
This is insane. What about everything else?
Fruit of the poison tree. Am I using that right?
No. But someone's messing with us. I would think that would concern you.
Well, it doesn't. Not when it's keeping her out of jail.
Well, it seems your mind is also made up. Dr. Merivale, any thoughts?
Well, maybe, do we think that?
You're considering letting Liam's murderer go free.
Now, hold on there. No one ever said anything about that. I assume the investigation will continue, right?
With every renewed effort. We have a few leads we could start pushing immediately. Starting with a photograph of a list of suspects recently supplied to our department.
I'm gonna have to side with the chief then.
Now wait a minute. Y'all forgetting something. Eve Moore has a warrant out for her arrest.
Hi. Still here.
I'm here to bring her into the sheriff's office's custody. She will stand trial for that murder in the Orange County courthouse. I don't care what techno-hippie commune nonsense y'all have cooked up. I'm leaving with the prisoner.
No.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry. No. Any resident of Progress has the right to a hearing before being extradited from the city. We've had one. We voted against.
So, you're letting her walk out of here a free woman?
Well, technically.
And technically is all that matters in Progress.
Now, Miss Moore, I want you to know, there may be some legal jot or tittle which keeps justice from being served, but that only applies in this city. You take one step outside of Progress, and we will find you. You will stand trial. Do you understand me, ma'am?
Speaking of leaving Progress, have you given any thought, Miss Moore, to how you intend on fulfilling your work requirement? Considering, I believe we're going to have to reevaluate your position with Astute. I can't imagine too many companies are going to be eager to snatch you up with your current references.
Well, as a matter of fact,
Eve looked at me and smiled with one of those smiles like a used car salesman gives you after you accept his final offer.
I have just accepted a position with less security and surveillance.
Wait, you what now?
You going with me on this? I've seen your operation. You need all the help you can get.
Says the woman not being deported today.
Tim just told me he couldn't ask for a better partner. I think the word he used was indispensable.
It's going to be something else.
Pays very well. Excellent benefits.
Benefits? Don't push it.
In fact, it's a full partnership, and this is streaming live, right?
Of course.
The residents of Progress should know that More and Less Surveillance Solutions is available for consulting work and can be reached at... Oh, wait, what's our phone number?
We don't have one.
We don't have a phone? What kind of operation is this?
Tim,
how do we possibly get clients without a phone?
We're done here.
Send Tim a chime. Actually, send me a chime. That's More and Less Surveillance Solutions. Wait, are we married to that name?
Cut the stream.
Just a minute.
I said cut the stream.
Welcome, Julie Io, Interim Chief Technology Officer. Here at ACIP, we believe the future of intelligent robotics lies surprisingly in our past. A journey we in Progress can and will all take together.
I want you to know that the company is coming around to your position. Please, no more theatrics are necessary. You've made your point. The board is reevaluating its position and is prepared to give you a level of flexibility that Liam was uncomfortable with. Here. Well, take it. And let's call this a peace offering.
This episode of World of Tomorrow was written and directed by Benjamin Lancaster. Tim Less is voiced by Brian Ballance. Eve R. Moore is Callie Wills. Annie is Issa Jones. Rick is played by John Saccheri, and Chief Maxion is played by Jaclyn Thomas. The evidence officer is Barry Wallace, and the police officer is Hal Bowers. The voice of Progress Security's Evidence Machine and Astute Computer Intelligence Project is Ron Schneider. Bayan is played by Christopher Colon. The voice of the aerial system is Kathryn Jenkins. Julie Io is played by Jenna Browne, and Dr. Rudolph Medfield is Hal Bowers. The Orange County deputy is Jake Ramos. The security guard is Bill Meeks. The Chime voice is Jaclyn Thomas. Associate producer Naomi Addison. Music by Trash Chan. World of Tomorrow can be heard at prototypeworldoftomorrow.bandcamp.com. Creator, producer, and showrunner Benjamin Lancaster. If you enjoyed this episode of World of Tomorrow, please go to iTunes and give us a
5-chime review.
And we really mean it this time. We'd really like you to go to iTunes and give us a
5-chime review.
The World of Tomorrow is copyright 2020, Just a Head in a Jar, LLC.